We are doing our second week of the series. We're right in the middle of the week. So if I'm not mistaken, it's day number 8 of this entire series. And our emphasis this week has been on a bit of a detox, a little bit of a jump start for our systems. So obviously all the movement that we're doing, it's a jump start anyway. We're focusing on water. We're doing a lovely detox with the lemon and the honey drinks, focusing on the fascial release. I want to go back today to doing a little bit of rotational movement and twisting movements, just because I think that compression of the joints and that rotation of the spine and that effect that it has on the internal organs is so fantastic for our bodies and for our internal systems as well. So that's going to be our focus. If I could ask you guys to please all have your ball or a tennis ball available so we can do a little bit of release work within those twists and rotations today, that'll be fantastic. But besides that, you don't need any other props. We are going to be starting in a seated position. Again, my hips quite tight, so it puts some strain on my knees. So I'm going to have a block that I'll be sitting on in the starting position here. So I've got the block laid out, and I'm just going to have my little ball off to the side so that it's ready to use in a few moments. And just coming into a cross-legged position, I want you to take your right foot. So again, I'm doing mirror image for you. Bring your right foot into the front, and then bring your left foot in front of that. Pull your bum out the back so you really feel that you're nice and high on your sit bones. And if you need some additional support under your legs, you can do so. I've been introducing a little bit of the breath work over the last 2 days. So on Monday, we did Ujjayi breath, which is that slow breathing, that ocean breath at the back of the throat. And then yesterday, we focused on the different paces of the breathing and how the body and the breath can intertwine and affect each other. So this morning, we're going to be starting with something called alternate nostril breathing. So it's a lovely way to actually balance out the right and left sides of the body, the right and left sides of the brain. And if you're open to the whole concept of having the masculine and the feminine in the body, the right and the left sides, it balances out that yin and that yang. So hands on your knees, help yourself to sit up nice and tall. Just do a couple of easy rotations. And just to find a little bit of mobility through the spine, settle yourself in the center. Maybe you do a few little side-to-side movements. Notice how you're feeling, and then come and center yourself. Before you close your eyes, I'm doing mirror image again, you're going to keep your left hand resting on your knee, and you're going to pick up your right hand, take your index finger and middle finger, place it just between your eyebrows, and then just practice. If you put your thumb onto your right nostril, you're blocking the right nostril and you can only breathe in and out through the left. Let it go. And now take either your baby finger or your ring finger or both and block the other nostril, your left nostril. And now you can only breathe in and out through the left side, or right side, sorry. And then release and come back to center. So that's what we're going to be doing, is alternating which nostril we're blocking. Find a little height through your spine. Allow your eyes to close, or perhaps just to soften the gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. And start by blocking your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through the left nostril. At the top, release your thumb, block your left nostril, and breathe out through the right. Inhale through your right nostril. At the top, switch, blocking with your thumb and breathing out through the left. Inhale through your left nostril. At the top, switch, breathe out right. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Keep going. Breathing at your own rhythm, alternating the nostrils. Taking 2 more rounds. And in your own time, finishing with an exhale through the left nostril. And when you're ready, releasing that right hand down to your knee, keeping eyes closed as you breathe gently in and out through both nostrils. And taking a moment to observe the clarity of your breath. Notice the ease of your breath on both sides, through your nostrils, into your lungs. Notice that soft energy holding your spine upright without straining. Feel that gentle response of your belly as you breathe. Noticing again how your breath expands you from the inside out. Taking just a few more moments here. Taking a moment to bring yourself back to your intention, your dedication that you set for yourself. And then keeping your eyes closed, let your hands float up off your knees. Turn the palms of your hands to face towards each other. And ever so slowly, bring your hands closer together. And start to feel, become aware of your own energy between your hands. Notice if it has a texture today. Is it warm? Is it cool? Is there a color that you're associating with it? And then start to press the palms of your hands in towards each other, pushing through your own energy and feeling your hands physically connect, rubbing your hands lightly. Cup your hands, one over each eye. And then start to open your eyes slowly, just blinking, soft daylight between your fingers. And then once your eyes are fully open, let's reach both hands all the way upright. So you're reaching up through your fingertips, and then bring your hands down in front of you and decide how far forward you can come. So maybe you can bring your hands all the way forward. Maybe you can even come down onto your forearms. And just become aware that your pelvis, your sit bones are still grounded. So you're allowing your spine to melt away from your pelvis, relaxing into the back of your neck. And now start to bring your awareness to your breathing on the back of your ribs. Visualizing your internal organs, so visualizing your lungs filling and deflating. Visualize all that oxygen and that energy that you're bringing into your body. Noticing with each exhale that you're getting rid of any toxins, wastes, anything that your body doesn't need. Slowly walk your hands all the way back, bringing your spine upright, and taking your right hand to the ground beside you. Start to come side to side into our seaweed movement, that little bit of lateral flexion of the spine. And I'm sitting up on a block, so I can feel that there's almost an extra stretch today because I don't have my pelvis right to the ground. It's giving me an extra range of movement here. If your sit bones are on the floor, you might want to feel that you're going a little bit further to the side. Just feel it out. And taking just one more time, left hand to the floor, coming all the way upright and center yourself here. Help yourself as you lift up your left knee, placing your foot flat on the ground. Move your right foot just a little bit away, and we did this in the last few days. You're going to take your right hand, rest it to the ground, put your left hand on top, and then literally just allow your body to almost slump slightly. Your arm goes to the inside of your knee. We inhale to spiral towards the right. And then we exhale to just soften and release back. So there's very little effort here. We inhale. And we exhale. 3 more. 2 more. And this is the last one. Inhale. And exhale, release. Bringing yourself up. You're going to slide your left leg all the way out. Make any adjustments you need right here. Taking your fingertips behind your back so that you can prop yourself up nice and tall. And I want you to flex your left ankle and then point. And again, flex and point. 3 more. So remember yesterday we did that circulation drill? It's the same thing here. We are activating and releasing the calf muscle, which has this big section of connective tissue around it that pumps blood back to the heart. So this is a lovely way to also get the blood flowing, get the circulation going. One more time, flex and hold. And now simply bend your knee, bend the other leg, stretch your legs out in front of you for a moment, and then just give your legs a little bit of a shake so that you've got the circulation moving through your legs right here. Again, your hands go beside you, up on your fingertips. Energy out through the heels of your feet. Your spine is lengthened. And we start rocking forwards and backwards. So it's a feeling of folding from the crease of the pelvis. And finding a little bit of a connection now into the back line of your body. So as you lean forward, you might feel that there's a little pull on the hamstrings. As you release backwards, that stretch releases. As you hinge forward, you might feel that your back muscles actually have to work a little bit harder. And we're going to do just one more time, a little rocking forwards and backwards, and come to the center and hold. Now this time, bending your left leg into the front, right foot goes in front of that, pull the flesh of your bum out the back, settle yourself, and again, we inhale, reach. Exhale, placing fingertips to the ground, and then start to walk forward. Decide how deep you can come into it on this side, soften along your back. If your head's on the floor, that's fabulous. If it's nowhere close, that's also great. Just make sure that you feel that you can rest here for a few moments without straining. And the last time we did this, we brought our awareness to our lungs and our breathing. And now I'd like you to bring your awareness just a little bit lower down into your lumbar area. And notice now how your breathing has the possibility of softening and releasing into your lower back. And that's through the attachment of the diaphragm, our breathing muscle. Last one. Start walking your hands back towards you. Unravel to lift up nice and tall. And from here, placing left hand to the side as you come up and over. Coming back into your seaweed. And this might be feeling a little bit easier now. Start to become aware of your own body. If your elbow is staying really bent above your head, it's pretty much telling you that that lateral line is a little bit tight, or the latissimus dorsi muscle, which actually is all over our back, but it inserts onto this arm bone, that might be tight and holding you back. So just move where you can and observe. We're going to do one more time, over towards the right. Come all the way back upright and pause here. Help yourself, lifting your right foot, stand. Bring your left foot just a little closer, so you basically got heel to ankle. Fingertips onto the floor, right hand on top, and we slump. From here, hand goes to the inside of the knee. Inhale, spiral towards the left. And exhale, sigh and release. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. And release. How does this side feel? Is it any different from the first set that we did? One more time. And release. Help yourself. Unfold your right leg to the side. Make any adjustments you need. Hands behind you so you can sit up nice and tall. Flexing through the left heel and point and pull your toes back. Lovely circulation drill. moving all that blood, all that energy from your lower leg back to your heart. So this also pumps the lymph, and it's the lymph that helps us get rid of toxins, gets rid of wastes and detox. And flex, hold it. Bring both legs all the way out in front of you. Give your knees and legs just that little bit of a shake again. And now this time, keep your spine nice and upright and start to just walk your fingertips a little bit forward. Let your spine soften. Relax your neck. Maybe you can walk your hands a little bit more forward, no forcing. And then soften again. And maybe you can bring your hands even a little bit more forward. Soften and release. And now staying here, this is called the caterpillar, by the way. Staying in caterpillar for 5 breaths in and out. So again, depending on where you're tight, I want you to focus your breath. Focus on that softening. I'm really feeling it across my lower back, around the kidneys. So again, this is all part of allowing the body to promote circulation, get rid of what you don't need, especially if you've been drinking lots of water. It's a little bit of a flushing of the system. And then start to walk your way all the way back up and sitting up nice and straight. If you have a block underneath you, let's just get rid of it so that you are grounded. I'm staying seated facing towards you, but you guys can sit lengthways if you want. Separate knees and feet slightly, arms reaching forward. On your breath, curl halfway back. Get that same feeling of releasing across the lower back that we did a moment ago. And then exhale to come forward and lift up tall. Exhale, draw back. And as your lower back is releasing, can you feel almost a scooping sensation into your belly and abdominals? Forward and lift up tall. Last 2, draw back. Pause, relax your neck. And forward. Lift. Last one, curl back. Pause for a moment. Forward. Lift up tall and release. Move your hands behind you. I'm going to have my fingers pointing out to the sides because it's super duper easy. Walk your feet a little bit wider and then just start to roll the knees and hips from side to side. So you're allowing the movement of your legs to travel through your pelvis, up your lumbar spine, and then probably up towards your thoracic spine, and that's going to allow your ribs and shoulders to move slightly as well. It's a very free, easy movement, very similar to the seaweed sensation that we do with our arms. One more time each side. Come back to the center, hold it, and walk yourself up. You can stretch your legs out. Now, remember I said you need a tennis ball or the massage ball here. So what I'd like you to do, I'm going to turn sideways now so you can see. You're going to place it underneath your left calf muscle, and you're going to have your hands behind you again, and your right foot is flat on the ground. Because now I want you to stand on your right foot, push into your hands, and just lift up, and then start rolling up and down that ball. Oh, this feels so good. And guys, don't forget that the calf muscle, especially up at the top around the knee, is quite wide. So if you need to sort of roll to the outside a little bit, go for it. If you need to roll to the inside, go for it. I just want you to figure out where is the best release spot for you. And you might have a few of them, in which case you just get to choose one. So now settle onto the position. Interestingly, mine is a little bit lower down today. So this is a muscle called the soleus. Let your bum rest so that you're not working so hard on your hands anymore. Grip onto that spot, and you're going to now point and flex, and point and flex. So we are holding on to the fascia with the ball, and as we do the point and flex, we are gliding the muscle underneath. Taking just a few more. Let your foot relax. Pressing into your foot and hand one more time. Just give yourself a fine little roll out and massage. And then center yourself before we do the other side. I want you to stretch your legs out, relax your feet. The ball's just resting. And you can close your eyes and just notice how that one side feels now in comparison to the other side. I've just rolled out my left leg, and it definitely for me feels more alive. There's almost a tingling sensation. And then release. Now you're going to place that ball underneath the other calf. So I'm doing my right leg now. Stand on your left foot. Make sure wrists feel okay. Press your pelvis up and start to roll up and down. Remember to go to the inside and the outside a little bit just to see if those are maybe a little bit more sensitive for you. If this is hurting shoulders or wrists in any way, then why don't you go down onto your forearms? There's no reason you have to be up on your hands. Find your trigger point and then let your pelvis settle and get your wrists happy. Grip the fascia and point and flex and point and flex. So we're repeating that circulation drill. It's just that now we have the ball as a prop. If I take my foot out of the way. And we're just going to do two more. One more time. And then release. Give it one more little massage up and down. And then stretch your legs out. Taking your legs off the ball. You can keep the ball there. Close your eyes. And now just observe that leg you've just been rolling. Lovely, lovely connection and release, almost that awake feeling. That's it. And then you can open your eyes, and now you're going to take the ball and you're going to place it under one of your bum cheeks. I'm going to be doing my left bottom first because I did my left leg first. Now, you don't want it on the sit bone. You want it a little bit behind. And then, again, I'm just having one knee bent and one leg straight, and I am just rolling around on it. So the most superficial muscle that we have here is the gluteus maximus. So the reality is you are rolling on your gluteus maximus. But we also want to try and see if we can get ourselves just a little bit deeper into what is called the piriformis muscle. So it's that deep, deep gluteal muscle that we oftentimes stretch out, and then just holding it there. Now, we're not going to do anything today. We are resting on it. For some people, for most of us, simply having your body weight on the ball right now is enough of a release. So we're just going to take a few breaths here, softening and releasing. And then take your time as you come off the ball. Leave it where you can access it. Stretch your legs out. Rest on your hands again, nice and easy. Close your eyes. And then just feel how that one bum cheek, how that back of your pelvis feels right now. So my sit bone on that side almost feels like it's much more connected, much more rooted. And now we're going to do the other side. So again, you're going to take your little ball, pop it underneath the other side. So I'm doing the right bum cheek now. Balance yourself on the ball and then move around and give yourself that little bit of a massage. So the piriformis, that deep muscle, goes all the way from the sacrum all the way over to the side of the thigh bone. So it runs almost horizontally. So you could actually roll all the way towards your sacrum and all the way towards the side of the hip, and you'll figure out very quickly if there's a trigger point. And the gluteus maximus, that big bum cheek muscle, covers it all the way again from the sacrum up to the pelvis and to the side of the leg. So find your trigger points. Mine's a little bit more towards the side, like towards my thigh bone. So that's why I'm leaning a bit. 3 breaths in and out. Let your body weight settle on it. One more time. And roll off it. Take that ball to the side. Stretch your legs out. Close your eyes. Floppy, easy position that you're sitting in. And just notice how your pelvis is feeling. And then you can open your eyes, sitting up nice and tall. We're going into our seated spine twist. Now that we've released the pelvis and down to the calf muscles, we're going to see if it helps us. Step your right foot up and over. Get your foot flat. Right hand behind your back. Flex your left ankle. There's the calf muscle releasing. Reaching all the way up. Start rotating through the lumbar spine, not too far. Then your thoracic spine, so you can hook your elbow. And then looking over your shoulders, so we have cervical spine coming into the mix here. We're staying for 5 breaths in and out. There is no forcing. How does it feel now that we have released the back of the legs? And we have released the hips? Can you notice on your own body if there is a different sense of spiraling through your spine? Use your inhale to expand you from the inside out. Using your exhale to deepen the rotation. No forcing. Soften into the back of your throat. Open up across your heart. Last breath in and out. Slowly release. Once again, bring your hands over to the left side of your body. So this is the little bit of a counter pose that we've been doing the last few days. So it's that little rocking action over your pelvis. And you're now taking your spine into rotation the other direction, plus you're adding a little bit of flexion. Come back to the center, stretching that right leg all the way out. Give your knees a little bit of a shake, get that circulation going. So step your left foot across, foot flat. Left hand supports, flex the right foot. Inhale, right hand reaches, and we spiral. Lumbar spine, rib cage and thoracic spine, into the neck, the cervical spine, and we settle here. Allow your eyes to soften or close. Long, slow breaths in and out. One more breath. Just letting it guide you a little deeper if that's where your body can go today. Slowly release. Coming over to the other side, placing hands down and soft rocking. Come back to the center. Stretch both legs out, and once again, giving your knees just a little bit of a shake. Now, bring your legs right next to each other. You're going to take your hands behind you, and I want you to see if you can turn your fingers backwards. So you're opening up across the shoulders quite a bit here. You can point your toes. I want you to pick up your right leg and cross it over the left leg. We're going to pick up the right arm and start to spiral around so you roll onto your hip and hover your legs. And then push with the right arm to roll back. Bring your arm up and over. Switch legs. Pick up left arm. Start spiraling. Place your hand down so that you can roll onto your hip and hover. Come back. Pick up the left arm and place the fingertips down. Switch legs. Pick up your right arm. Guide yourself. So it's the movement of the arm that helps you, but now you have to use obliques and then hover. Roll back. Lift up. Open up through the chest. Switch legs. Left leg is on top. Left arm comes up. Over. And we roll. Come back. We're going to do one more time each side. Just allow yourself to flow with the movement. Come back to the center, uncross, bend your knees, and you're going to roll all the way down onto your back. So settle your spine here for a moment. If you need to bring your feet closer or your pelvis down towards your feet, you can do so. Have your arms settling beside you. Take a moment to close your eyes and feel the points of contact of your body to the ground. Feet, back of pelvis, back of rib cage, your head. Notice where your arms and hands are connecting. Is the right side the same as the left? Blink your eyes open. We're not going to pelvic curl, we're going to press the pelvis up. Standing evenly on your feet, hinging your pelvis upwards. So we're finding a connection into the back of the legs and the gluteals here. The abdominals are co-contracting with the back extensor muscles underneath. Take a little inhale, and then hinge your pelvis back down again and return to where you started. Take another inhale, make any adjustments you need to position, press your pelvis up. Stay here for a moment, breathing in. And then exhale, hinge down. We're going to do 2 more here. So after all the rotating movements of the spine, sometimes I feel like I need to create a little bit of stability afterwards. So that's why I'm doing pelvic press now. 1 more. I want you to hold it here. Now, start pushing a little harder into your feet and see if you can bring your hips up a little bit higher, just to increase that opening at the front of the hip joint. And then see if you can push up a little bit higher so you feel the lumbar spine engaging. It is a gentle compression of the lumbar spine, guys. Allow your belly to soften, but don't let it flop. So it is soft but connected. And then relax the back of your neck. We're staying here for quite a long period of time. And this is actually a little bit of an inversion. So we're placing soft pressure onto the upper shoulders and the back of the neck, which is actually wonderful for the thyroid gland. You might notice that there's a bit of a constriction in your throat now, so allow your breath to slow down to move past the constriction of the throat. You can allow yourself to be aware of the muscles supporting you from underneath. So I'm very aware of my gluteals right now. You might be more aware of your back or your hamstrings or your legs. Just allow that awareness and allow yourself to breathe with it. We're going to take 2 more breaths in and out here. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. And we are going to roll through the spine now, because that little bit of a release into the lower back can feel absolutely perfect. And soften and release. I want you to stretch your left leg out long and just take a moment to hug that right leg in towards you. You can do a little bit of a lengthening or wiggle of your spine so you get that length through the back of your neck, and then just allow your feet to be completely floppy. Move your hands to the back of your right knee, still with a floppy foot. Breathe out as you stretch your legs. So it's not a pointed foot, it's not a flexed foot, it's just relaxed. Inhale. Exhale and reach. And release. We're going to do 1 more time. And release. Stay here. And now bend your left foot onto the floor. Cross your right thigh over. Take your hands just a little bit wider than your mat and start to roll softly from side to side. So it's a little bit of a rocking action from side to side. And then bring yourself to center and hold it. Now, if it's available to you, can you hook your right foot underneath the left foot? If that's too much, then just leave your foot hooked out to the side. So we're getting quite a compression around the hips, the knees, and the ankles here. Your right leg is on top. Bring your hands up, do a little bit of a wiggle of your ribs, and now hook your right elbow under the left. So right leg on top, right elbow under, and then you can stay here. If it's available, you can bring your hands a bit closer, or perhaps you can even bind your hands. And now you're getting a compression around the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists. So center yourself so you're not rolling your shoulders or your hips to one side. Start to squeeze all those joints of the body. For 3 breaths in and out, you are compressing all the major joints. We did the standing the other day. 1 more breath in and out. Slowly release the bind of your hands, your foot, uncross elbows, uncross knees, shoulders and hips, and then allow yourself to settle once again, arms beside you, feet to the ground. Close your eyes and observe. So anytime you do a compression, it basically stops the blood supply to that area. And then when you release and unfold, there's this rush of blood, of circulation, oxygen, and energy back into the joints. Blink your eyes open. Stretch your right leg away from you. Bring your left knee up towards you. Hold on for a moment. Wiggle out your spine. Move your hands behind that left thigh and just let your feet be floppy. Breathe out as you stretch the left leg. And release. And again, extend. Last 2. Extend. And release. Last 1. Keep breathing. And release. Stay where you are. Bend your right leg. Put your foot flat. Cross your thigh over. Take your hands a little bit wider than your mat. And let's go into that gentle, gentle rocking. So it's very refined. It's not a massive movement. Connecting into the subtlety of all the muscles, the ligaments, the joints. Come back to the center. You can stay here, or perhaps you can wrap your left ankle under, placing your right foot back down. You can release it if you need to. Both hands come up, do a little bit of a reach, and now left elbow goes under. So if you've got left leg on top, left elbow under, you can stay here, or maybe you can bind your hands. Let your head settle to the ground, chin in slightly. And then start squeezing the joints. So you almost want to think of squeezing the inner thighs together. Squeezing into the shoulders so you find your compression pose. Keep breathing. One more breath in and out. And then on your next breath, release your hands and ankles, release your knees and elbows, release your shoulders and hips, placing both feet to the ground, knees bent, arms beside you, close your eyes, and feel the circulation, the energy moving through your arms, along your legs. Open your eyes, bringing your hands up towards the sky. Turn your palms to face each other and moving into a scissoring action. See if you can coordinate the two sides of your body. Allowing your breathing to guide you. Gliding your scapula up and down. Now bring your left arm overhead and stop. Open your left knee to the side. Bring your right hand over so you roll onto your left side and you cradle your head. You're going to just keep that right foot anchored to the ground for a moment. Find a connection into your lower abdominals and feel that opening onto that right hip joint. And then bring that right leg all the way over on top. Settle yourself here. Extend your right leg straight out. You can keep your toe pointed, but if you are cramping, you're welcome to flex. Connecting bottom oblique as we draw tiny circles. It doesn't matter which way you go first because we will be changing direction. Opening up that hip joint, finding the connection into the gluteals at the back and the gluteals on the side, plus you're having to stabilize through that bottom oblique. And then suspend yourself and change directions. 10, 9, energy through your crown, relaxing your neck. If your neck is straining, turn the tip of your nose down, remember? Last 2, and suspend, bend your knee, and release. Bring your knees up a little tighter. Cradle your neck. Right arm reaches forward. We inhale. Look up. We exhale and open up across the front of the chest and the front of the body. So this is now coming into the front arm line. We stay here for 3 breaths in and out. Let your hips and knees move if they help, getting that release into the chest and shoulders. Think about what is the purpose, what is the benefit. And our focus now is to release the right front arm line. So if that means you move somewhere else to help you, then you do that. 1 more breath in. Exhale, lift your arm, help yourself as much as you need to, and bring your fingertips all the way down. Move your knees a little bit away from you again. Take a moment to step your right leg back, and we stay here. Lower abs connecting, getting that opening and release. A few more breaths. And coming all the way back to the center. Level yourself out. Bring both hands up. And once again, we scissor the arms. Keep your right arm overhead. And now you're going to open your right knee to the side. Lift your left arm over so you can roll to the side, cradle the back of your neck, and then just stay here. So you keep your left foot onto the ground. Do a little bit of a squeeze with the lower abs, getting that opening onto the left front hip. And then step your foot and let your knees overlap each other. Now lengthen your left leg all the way out. I've got my back to you so you can see me from the other side. And then start to create small circles with that left leg. Find your stability through the torso. If you need to flex your foot because you're cramping or it feels better, then do so. Change direction, circle the other way. Last two. Last one. And bend your knee all the way in. Draw your knees up higher. Cradle the back of your neck. Left arm reaches. We inhale. Exhale. Open up across that front left arm line and settle into the best stretch for you, the best release. Breathe. Allow yourself to sink a bit deeper each time. So this again is a spiral, a twist, and all those amazing benefits that it has for our internal organs. And this is used to access the lung meridians in yoga. On your next breath, bringing your arm all the way back up, back to the front. Let your knees come a little bit away from you. Step your left foot up and back. Look for the floor. Place your foot and hold it just for a moment. Rolling yourself all the way onto your back again. Knees bent. Allow your arms to settle once again. Closing eyes. Just feel the shift. Notice what's happened around your head, your neck, the front of your ribs, the back of your ribs. Open your eyes. Step your feet halfway away from you. And then lift your toes upwards. Reaching your hands up. Turn your palms to face each other. We're going to be rolling up into a seated position here. Lift your head, look forward. If you need to help yourself with your hands, you hold on. If you can, exhale. Let your toes come down and bring your head forward. Unravel your spine, sit up nice and tall. And then curl back halfway, lift your toes to activate the front line of your body, roll back, and your hands come above your chest. If you need to, move your feet away. If you need to, bring your legs together. Lift your head. Exhale. Toes down, stretch over. Roll up into a seated position, activate back muscles, curl back, lift your toes, roll all the way back, hands reaching up. One more time, here we go. Inhale, exhale, toes down, stretch forward, roll all the way upright, lifting out of your hips, and let your arms settle. I'm going to turn to face you. I want you to sit cross-legged in the best position for you. And remember, if you need to put a block underneath your pelvis, please go ahead and do so, especially if it takes the pressure out of your lower back. And then just allow your hands to settle. Allow your eyes to close and take a moment to Settle into the shape that your body is making. Settle into your skin. See if you can allow your breath to travel evenly through the right and the left nostrils. Become aware with your inhale of cool air traveling over your top lip, of warm air traveling out over your top lip as you exhale. Allowing your belly to soften and respond to your inhale and exhale. Feeling the softness around your joints. All that fresh energy, the oxygen that you've moved through your body for the last hour. Bring yourself back to intention. Letting that intention seep into every cell. And in your own time, allowing your eyes to blink open. Bringing your hands just down beside you as we finish with one sweeping inhale. Fingertips connect. Exhale, open arms wide. Beautiful space, a lovely cocoon around yourself. Roll your shoulders back and around. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Let me just open up